Thank y'all for listening to the Southern Style Podcast. We appreciate y'all being here. I'm Michael Lee.
And this is Rick Henderson.
Here the hell we go. There's a 98% chance we do not have it together. Kind of like tornadoes hitting trailer park. There's a 98% chance that's happening.
That's a Southern thing, guys.
The Southern is cornbread and biscuits.
Kyrgyzstan, like, the places that you kind of essentially...
Can you spell that?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
Don't forget, we're from the South.
What?
cut off the chicken tongue.
Could you imagine walking you in here and have a damn 8-foot chicken in the corner?
I was thinking about putting him in the front yard.
This train wreck of a saga.
Yes. Yo.
Welcome to episode 10.
Big 10.
From Rick's Body Shop Plus in the gigantic booming metropolis of Homerville, Georgia.
Little town, small town.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yep.
But don't speed through it either because you'll get a ticket.
Yeah, this is a speed trap town. Do not try that in my town.
If you speed nighttime, we gonna get you.
Yeah, that may be what Aldine was talking about. He wasn't
talking about that. Just speed traps. That's all it was.
We just got speed traps down here, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No, but we definitely are behind times. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, like we were talking about that before we hopped on here, and it seems like small towns are a little bit slow.
They are.
And not in a mental aspect, just in a developmental aspect.
Well, if you talk to some people, they'll probably say, "Oh, them Southerners are stupid."
Oh yeah, we talk funny, so we ain't real bright.
And that's one reason why we're here. We're going to show you that. Okay, they may not be stupid, but they act stupid.
But guess what? We're smart enough to have a podcast with cameras and technology.
Yay!
We can't be that dumb, can we?
But
you're watching or you're listening, so you ain't that dumb either.
Nah,
exactly.
You guys ain't dumb. None of y'all are dumb.
We love y'all.
Watching us, we love y'all. Y'all are smart. Y'all are cool. We love y'all.
We love y'all almost as much as y'all. Almost as much as Rick loves Taylor Swift.
Man, I do.
Name one song.
It'd be something ex-boyfriend or something, right? Because ain't that her big thing? Like she runs through the guys real bad or something.
If you want to be a song lyric.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that love Taylor Swift, and there's got to be a lot of them because she's very successful.
I can't do it.
Hey, I would tell Taylor Swift, you keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah,
good for you.
I'm not knocking you. Keep exploiting all those young girls.
You got. Oh, that's what. Hold on.
I'm just kidding. Y'all go watch these tours, this summertime heat tours, as I call them, like Rick's going to.
No, I don't.
By the time you hear this one, Rick would have already gone to see Chris Stapleton and George Strait and died of heat exhaustion.
Yeah, maybe I'll return on episode 11.
R.I.P. Rick. It was a good run, buddy.
Yeah.
Jason's going to step in for you if something happens to you, though. Me and him are going to do this thing.
Take my place.
Yeah. He's going to talk about how much he loves Biden. Yep. 1 hour of love fest.
Yeah, Jason's not a big fan
we
of Biden.
We just lost that one Democrat that listened to us, didn't we?
One person. He's probably commenting his butt off right
now. It might be a she.
Or whatever.
See, Rick, you always go on the masculine side of these conversations. You need to be gender neutral and acceptance.
I am. I'm very acceptance. I got a good heart. I know I got a good heart.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to stuff like that.
And Red Bull.
And Red Balls. Go back and listen.
Go back and listen now. You understand? So what we're saying is, like, once you brought up the small town being behind the times, that really hit with me because of like traveling on hunting trips, especially.
You see some stuff
I feel
that
like
you don't know
here
about
in
yet.
the South, though, because you and I both live in very small towns.
Yeah,
I don't think we're that far behind in the South for some reason.
I feel like it's getting better because of just social media and just exposure to the rest of the world. You know, you at your fingertips nowadays. In 2023, you can reach the whole world. You can see what's going on in the whole world. But that wasn't the case, say, 10 years ago. But I remember when, like, say, smartphones and, the iPhones and technology. There's a lot to do with technology. So right. Once, and Jason made a comment about fast internet. So, you'll see and hear things like maybe on cable networks or whatever, as far as like what's going on in New York, these new things coming out, these new trends or whatever it may be. Technology trends, whatever it may be. And then it's kind of like it filters into the small town, months later.
Like we're still, like Homerville is still running iPhone 6s and we're on 12s.
Well, like I said, it's progressed. It's gotten a lot better since then because everybody's.
Well, like you said, having mobile devices and, information in the palm of your hand all the time, you can see what's coming and what's available, and you can do that. Things. But when it comes to like development wise, as far as like infrastructure, stores, things like that, like, I mean, yeah, everywhere's got a Dollar General now. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
And a Mexican restaurant. But, with that being said, like, there's not going to be an Apple store pop up in Homerville, Georgia.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't support that. There's not going to be a Home Depot pop up in Hayhire, Georgia.
Right.
When there's one in Valdosta,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not one day it might be. I hope I'm not here. But with all that being said, I've been across the country, especially doing hunting trips and stuff. I mean, I've gone to towns smaller than what we live in that don't have a red light. They got a stop sign. They got like a Subway and a gas station and like a little four-room hotel.
Yeah.
And that's that.
The flyover towns.
Exactly. I don't even know if you fly over them. Like you probably just go around them all together. But I mean, you go in there and their people are nice as they can be, but you go in them hotel rooms and it looks like a 1983 Ramada Inn.
Just so behind.
It's so just tube TVs still up there and
rounded TVs.
Well, I do think we're kind of out of that phase of this world.
I think so too.
But for the most part, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, those little towns, they're just doing good to have what they've got.
Yeah.
And keep surviving because, when the big interstate started coming through and that kind of pushed everybody off of the highway, highway 41s and stuff like
the
that.
Scenic, pretty stuff, yeah.
The little 2-lane roads that take you 6 more hours to get there.
That kind of leads into what I had just a little example. It may not be much, but so I can remember, and I still do it to this day. But if you travel, like we'd go through a lot of big cities when we travel and go hunting and travel vacation, whatever. But I remember many a times of driving through like Jacksonville, Orlando, Nashville, Atlanta, all that, and seeing just simple as like the way they hang a light, like a red light or something, right? Because back in the day, that's something that progresses too. The way they build, highways and signages.
We had the old dangling red lights, and then they have the horizontal structured red lights, like that.
I can remember the first time I seen an LED red light, and I was like, wow, and
that's bright,
city, right? But now
they're everywhere.
Now they're everywhere. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Is that stuff just like that will be in your? That's not really a northern southern kind of thing. I think that's more.
It's just small town.
We're always trying to go in there and like break down things, but it all almost boils down to big city, small town.
Yeah, we should change the name of this podcast to Small Town Style.
Small town style. But so like just in the situation with the red light, like they come up with a new cool way to do red light, and then about a year or two later you might see that in your small town.
And by then the big cities are on to the next thing.
They're already on to the next thing.
I think it's also it's technology, it's capital, it's having infrastructure money to spend the money on those things. I mean, of course bigger cities get more tax dollars, they get more federal money,
right?
Then they have more maintenance because their stuff's going to wear out faster because roads and all that, because they got more people and more traffic, more BS. But that's why we don't live in one, is because we don't like that BS part.
Yeah, I'd rather be in prison than live in Atlanta, Georgia.
No doubt.
I cannot.
I'm not knocking everybody that lives in Atlanta, but it's just too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. Like any big city. I said we just got back from Tampa. I mean, Tampa was fun and all that, but I don't like crowds anymore. I don't like to be. I'm a big dude. I can't even walk down without people almost bumping into me everywhere. Not that I'm like 400 pounds or nothing, but I'm just tall.
Right.
And it's like, I just like simple, man. I mean, I'm getting older and all this crap, but it's like I like to go and do stuff, but a couple of days of that, and I'm ready to go.
Well, you see a lot of
here.
A lot of like where we live at, Florida and Georgia. We're right on the line, so we see it more so than the rest of the state. But you see a lot of Florida people. They get to an age to where they're kind of over it. I see that all the time. Yeah. They've lived in a pretty crowded area, and they just want to like retire and live a simple life, go somewhere peaceful and all that. Yeah. They moved to Georgia. They moved to a small town.
Well,
they pick a small town.
And a lot of people in Florida, one, because property is so expensive in Florida. God. They'll buy. They're successful. They have money. Then they'll buy 50 acres up here, 500 acres. They'll buy a piece of property just to have somewhere to go to get away from all that.
Yeah.
And they might like to hunt and fish and all that stuff. Or it's just a small little piece to not be stuck in the chaos.
The hustle and bustle. Yeah.
And I mean, I've been to big cities all over the place, and I just cannot fathom living in somewhere like when we went to Boston. We stayed in the Italian area of Boston, which is phenomenal food, by the way. Best food ever.
Everything Italian's amazing.
But people literally, you have a restaurant down here and a store here and this here, and everybody lives above those
above
things.
them. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Like you barely have cars, because you don't drive anywhere. You just walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And with all that being said, it's like, I mean, that's just not how we were raised. So we can understand it and appreciate it, but we don't. I mean, it's not our vibe. You know what I mean? It's not our thing. Because I just feel like I'm claustrophobic. I like to get outside and mow grass and pee off my back porch.
Yeah.
That ain't happening there. Or, I mean, you can probably go to jail. But,
Yeah. Things are just so much different in those bigger cities, and we're not used to that, and we like it how we like it, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. And they like it how they like it. And that's what, like we talked about in the last podcast about Aldine's song, try that in a small town. I think that creates the disconnect while people can't understand a small town mentality and we can't understand a big city mentality.
Are you thinking that the mainstream media capitalizes on
they exploit our views,
the views, the differences that because we can't really relate to somebody that feels the way they do, living in a big city and don't know how we live, and then vice versa, whatever. I feel like they try to exploit that and
they do.
Capitalize.
They want to polarize everything to make it either a race thing or a political thing or small town versus big town thing. They've got to keep their knife on the throat somewhere to keep people engaged now. Sadly, which not me, because I could give two craps about the news.
But anyway,
I mean, we're not going down that wormhole. But with that being said, you don't understand anybody's life until you walked a mile in their shoes, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Most people may not understand how you can run a body shop. How do you even do that, Rick?
Right.
I mean, come over here and watch, and learn.
Yeah.
Then you can say, oh, well, that opened my eyes to this.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you do these podcasts with me, you learn so much from me.
Oh my God, he's just
he's just like
so informational.
Red balls.
I don't know what I'd do without Michael right here teaching me life. We are behind. We definitely are behind.
Definitely, you're right. I mean, it's and I'm not. That's not a bad thing to me.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I kind of like it being simple, and I like having the mom and pop stores, and you know what I mean, like the stuff that, like, I still think about the old guys that go to the local diner in some of these towns, and you can tell that there's 6 or 8 of them old guys. They sit around this table every morning and drink coffee.
Yeah,
like that's their thing.
God, I love that.
And I'm just like, man, I want to be that. I want to be cool like that and go do it. But I'm not old enough.
Yeah,
I got to get at least 60 before I can do that.
Are you familiar with between Lake Park and Statenville? Are you familiar with that area? Mm-hmm. There's a road I drive through there every day, and every morning I wanna stop in this little restaurant. It's just a little country, like wood construction, looks like a house. I think it's called Corbett's. I'll go back by there and look at it, but there's always the exact same like F-250s and different like farmer guy looking trucks, and I can only imagine every morning when I drive by there, I just picture there's one table in there that there's a bunch of old wore out farmers that all they want to do is just come in there and talk to their buddies. They probably getting out of the house to get away from their wives,
and they probably talk to everybody that comes in there.
I guarantee you, man.
Because there probably ain't but them 5 in there, and then everybody comes in. Hey, man, how are you today?
And that's one reason why I'm skittish about going in there because I talk like Sherry says it all the time. Like, man, you just talk. You talk to everybody. It don't matter. But if I go in there and I get hung up with about 4 or 5 old school farmers,
he's going to be there until lunch.
I'm about to lay it on, and I'm sure they will too. I love that though. Gosh, that's
like
a good time.
I've seen that firsthand. I've been to places. We've been to other states hunting. And one of these little small towns, you go in there and there'll be a table full of them old timers, and we're over there eating. And one of them, when they get up, leave, they'll walk over there. Well, y'all boys seen any deer today? Did y'all do any good this morning? Man, they in my backyard all the time.
Oh, gosh, I heard that a million times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how much? Well, sir, how much land do you have? I got 5,000 acres, man. But, man, my son-in-law hunts it. You know, I mean, it's just like, you know,
he goes one time a year on Thanksgiving. Exactly.
Oh, man, I don't hunt. I just let my grandkids hunt. You know, I mean, we hear that all the time, which is awesome. And sadly, that generation
is going away. Yep.
And, you know, the old song, who's going to fill their shoes? That's a good question.
I think it's going to be several generations from now that you really see that kind of feel to weed out. Before long, you know, you're going to just hit a button on your phone and the food's going to pop out of your freaking TV or something. I don't know. You know, it's going to be something stupid, but
we drone chicken drop off, right?
Yeah, they're going to drone something to your front door. But
it's already here. But
if you're listening right now and you live in a big old city and you've never drove out to the country and ate like at a little old small cafe with about 4 or 5 old gray headed farmers, please do it. Do it tomorrow.
Yeah. And the food may not even be that good, but it will be good.
Most of the time, Meemaw's in the back.
Yeah, Meemaw's biscuits. If you just walk in the door and say, does a Meemaw work here or cook here? If they say no, just leave.
Yeah, just head out.
Keep going till you find one.
Chances are, though, that the one man sitting there is probably going to be his wife.
Probably, yeah. She's back there frying chicken. I told her to get back there. I had to talk to my fellers here.
But that's good stuff. I mean, and that's how in Maynard, Georgia, there was a little restaurant there. It's called Moore's. You know, we would eat there, and that was like their little thing. You know, but I feel like every little small place, and Maynard is very small. Maybe we could throw up a little picture of Maynard. It's like I don't even know if it registers as a dot, but it's just small, you know, like one convenience store kind of thing. But they all have like that restaurant. So that's the way I grew up, going to them little restaurants like that. I didn't go to Chick-fil-A every morning.
Yep. There's a few of them where I grew up. And there's a place in Hayhire. I'm tempted to be like that. I want to kind of start going in the morning and just get me a cup of coffee and just go sit over there and see if I can kind of ease my way into the.
You can. I guarantee you. Anybody can.
I'm just too young though. Like there's an age requirement because most guys our age, like in the mornings, we're in. I mean, I don't need to do it either. I mean, be working.
Well, yeah,
you know, they get up there, but them guys are them early rising guys. You know, they're up at 5:30.
Yeah.
They're having coffee by 6.
Yeah,
as soon as that daggone door unlocks, they're in there.
Unless you're my uncle, I've got one uncle that he wakes up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and if he don't have to work that day, he's cracking that natty or bush or
at 4 in the morning.
And yes, sir, buddy. He'll drink all day long.
He should go to meetings.
Hey, but here's the thing though, and he's run a successful business his whole life, raised kids and all that. Never have seen him drunk ever. I've never.
If you start that early, you don't get drunk. You're just kind of on cruise control all day. You know.
Hey, that's pretty typical for like country, small town people drinking beer. I mean, that's another story in itself. But
I hope everybody drinks beer.
I mean,
not high noons and crap. Another one we won't get advertising on here.
No, you just
do you drink high noons, Rick?
So I was laughing.
Truly.
You
drink any of those?
If we're at the
beach,
do you drink any
of those, Rick?
Something like that.
Rick, don't dodge the question.
Hey,
yes
if I'm
or no?
thirsty, I don't give a crap what you got. If you got something I'm thirsty, I'm drinking. I don't give a crap.
Look at it. He tried to be all manned up when he said that. I don't give a crap.
You want me to
I'm going to flex what I say. I'll drink Truly.
I'm going to drink it like this. Drink my Truly just like it, Jason.
Jason, he said if he's thirsty, he's going to drink whatever you have. He doesn't give a crap. That means he'll drink Bud Light.
Hey, I don't care. I don't care.
I used to drink Bud Light all the time when I was like in college because it was the cheapest. I could go buy a 24 pack for like $12 or whatever, and maybe even $8.
They probably ain't gonna be cheap no more.
Yeah, they are. You can give them for free.
Well, I feel like they were probably cheap because they were selling. It was more of a quantity thing than it was a quality thing, and they were cheap.
Well, that's my whole
Now,
point. Like
they not gonna sell a lot.
finally, I woke up one day and realized that every time I drink a Bud Light, I could drink one and wake up with a headache.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yep, I'm done with them." I don't drink a lot of beer anyway.
I don't either. I actually don't drink beer.
He drinks gin like water.
Well, see, they've gotten a.
I bet you drink gin and Red Balls.
I tried it one time. It's pretty good.
What you choking on? Red Balls over there?
Jason, you all right, man? But they've come out with a drink, or I don't know how long it's been out, but we just got it. But it's got gin in it, but it's like a citrusy gin kind of drink called Long Drink.
No,
you ever seen them Long Drink?
I can't. I don't.
I bet you if you drank one, you'd say, "Well, that's not." I
don't like gin,
but it's so.
So probably not.
No, you'd like this. We're gonna go.
One time, Rick and I were at the airport, and they got our drinks mixed up. He ordered a gin and
tonic, yeah.
And I had a vodka and tonic or vodka soda. They got them mixed up. I took one sip, and I was like, "What is this crap?" Tastes like I was drinking potpourri.
We had a family eating or get together thing over at Thomasville at Sass. Have you ever been over there, Sass? Sass is good. It's good. Old like Louis. It's kind of Cajun-y a little bit, but anyways, we went and sat down and we ordered some drink. A bunch of us there. And I always order a gin and tonic, and Sherry drinks gin and tonics too. That's her favorite drink too now. I done got her converted to the dark side, but
she got you on vacations all the time, and you got her drinking gin and tonic.
Yeah,
good job,
it's a good
buddy.
trade off. But they brought me and it was like a tall boy, and I got it down. I was like, give me another one, and I drank another one. I was like, okay, well, shoot, give me another one. I was like 4 into it, and the guy when we got done or we was paying, he was like, "Did you drink all them tonic waters?" And I was like, yeah. But I knew, I was like, and when I drank the first one, I told Sherry, I said, taste that. And she said, what's up with that? And I was like, does gin go flat or like what's going on with this? But anyways, like I'm trusting in my bartender up there, and I'm chugging them down. I've done drink like 4 or 5, and typically, if I drink 2 tall boys, like double kind of deals, like I'm okay because I'm not getting drunk. I'm never going to get drunk. I'm always going to make sure that I can handle my business. I drink.
So where are we going with this?
Okay.
Like what? I'm getting lost.
Jason, did you time that ramble? But anyway, so
no more pre-workout for Rick.
Exactly. But I thought I was like, Mr. Man, like I'm just a bad dude. I can just hold my liquor.
Or non-alcoholic.
And I was drinking just straight tonic water with a bunch of lime in it. The guy was like, dude, that's kind of nasty. Would you just drink tonic water?
I drink tonic water.
I mean, it's actually,
I drink it by itself. But yeah, Rick thought he was over there just being a straight up
Dude, I had my
OG.
Chest. I had my chest.
Boy, I ain't feeling a thing. I done had a 28 drinks. I don't feel nothing.
He got me though.
And they probably charge you $12 a piece for them.
No, he did. He come out there and he said, man, I'm not going to charge you for these drinks. All you did was just drink all of our tonic water.
So what were they doing? Like, why did they not put any in there?
I don't know. I told him, I said, man, I told you gin and tonic. The first word that comes out of my mouth when I say my drink is going to be gin and tonics, but he gave me just straight tonic the whole time.
Maybe he thought you were on a diet.
I guess so. He probably looked at me and knew I didn't need to be on a diet. Looked like a freaking worm.
He thought you drank Red Balls.
Hey, but that's that whole behind thing, man. Behind time.
I guess they were so far behind they didn't put gin in the gin and tonic.
That might be. They ain't caught on yet. A few years from now, they'll add a little gin to it.
They'll forget the tonic then.
Yeah. But
be careful in a small town is what Rick's saying. Make sure your drinks are leaded.
Yeah, leaded. Hey. Well, that's pretty good there. There's my man calling me back. I've been trying to call him all morning before we got started with this.
Oh, so now we're just going to miss this call because of this podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call him right back. Unless you want him on the show. You want him to talk about Rick's painting, Rick's Body Shop.
Hey, this is your podcast, man. I'm just here. I'm just a guest star.
Hey. But being behind times is how we like it. And really don't care if it changes.
There's some things you do kind of want to progress,
Yeah.
but at the same time, be careful what you ask for.
I feel like that's why old timers and people generations before us, they were always really hesitant about new things. They were always skeptical.
Oh yeah, they're still that way.
They're still, yeah. Especially and it's just more predominant in the.
But at the same time,
town.
some of that is either fear or greed or stubbornness.
Yeah.
Because the greed part is like, from where I'm from, there's a couple families that own most of
the old money. I've always said
properties
it my whole life.
around the town money. And stuff, and they don't want change.
No,
because they have control.
It threatens their control. Exactly. Yeah,
and that's not safe either.
No, that's not good.
Because that if you get too far behind, when the reality of the world comes back, you're screwed.
Yeah,
you've missed the opportunities for growth.
And bad as I hate to say this and admit this or whatever, but you have like those people, those powerful, old money people. I don't know. I'm really probably fact checking this all. I'm screwing this all up, but a blunt majority of those kids, you guys ought to be used to that by now with me. But I feel like a lot of those kids, they've been kind of silver spooned through that old money, and a lot of times with that when that old person, the originals, when they pass away, they kind of shit away the money, and they just kind of.
Well, that's what we're going. I was talking about, like the old timers. We're talking about being in the coffee shops and stuff in the morning, and hanging out, and that own 500 acres or whatever. When they pass away, their kids don't. Most of the kids don't give a crap.
They don't appreciate it.
And they'll sell the farm. They split the farm, sell it up. They want money. It's all about money.
Exactly.
And to me, I mean, that's a disgrace to your family.
Yes.
I'm not. Hey, look, if you're broke and you've got to survive, then you do what you need to do.
Yeah,
but if it's just about, I need to put more in my bank account or whatever, and I just don't care about my family. But it's also one of the things, like, if you genuinely, it's not that, it's just like, hey, look, I think somebody else could get better use of this property that would appreciate it more.
Yeah.
I respect that. But most of the time it's just greed.
Yeah.
It's greed, and well, I hated this farm when I grew up because I had to work on it, so I'm going to sell it.
Oh, God, that's horrible. And what's going to happen is when they get about 60, 70 years old, they're always going to say, man, I shouldn't have sold that farm. It's going to come back around.
Maybe it will. Maybe they'll learn. But like in our family, I will say this, as the foreseeable future, like our family land, I think my cousins and I are all on the same page because it'll eventually all come to us, and we don't,
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we respect our grandfather for buying all that. We ain't got a lot, but we got some.
And I kind of feel like I hate to say the word government, but the higher ups or whoever that they really want control of a lot of things.
Oh, they want all of it.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like that they love seeing that. I'm pretty sure they probably love seeing all that big land structure broke up. And
of course they do, because that's more tax revenue. That's more capital gains. There's a whole lot of money changing hands. Because if the family keeps it, it's just taxes is all you got to pay on it.
Right.
It didn't making the government any more money, really.
I kind of feel like they're really worried about control, like somebody having some power.
You think?
Well, what I'm saying is the actual individual, owning 10,000 acres of land, and they've got a bunch of money built up, and they've got all this power and do all these businesses and whatnot. That's a powerful individual, and I feel like the government and some official people, they don't want that. I don't think they want that.
Money and power is what the government wants.
They want it all.
They want your money and all their power.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Maybe we're wrong, though. I hope we're wrong.
I'm just hoping somebody comes along and changes my mind.
Do that.
That's where I'm
do that. If you want to do that, please do that.
If you're a politician and you want to be on this podcast with us and tell us how you're going to do better, by all means.
Well, I got a good friend of mine that we were doing a politician's vehicle one time, and they run up together. They were here at the same time, and man, he laid into him pretty hard, and he introducing himself and whatnot, and he said, "You're a liar. You're a liar," and you just totally rimming him, just giving it all to him. And when he left, he told me, he said, "I don't trust a nary politician." He said, "I don't trust none of them. They're all snakes. They're all liars, And
most of them tell you what you want to hear.
what you want to hear. Yeah.
And they don't do anything.
They might go into that thing with a pretty good heart and being, a pretty good person or whatever, but it's almost like that position changes them or something happens along the way.
It's all the side tangents around them. That do this, do that. I'll give you this, you give me that. It's all this kind of crap.
Yeah.
And that's what politics is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Politics is what can you do for me and what can I do for you to get you to do this for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like having them friends that only call you during hunting season.
Oh gosh, are you? I felt stabbed right there. He just stabbed me in my heart. What the hell?
You call me other seasons, like turkey season, deer season. No.
Yeah, I have noticed that though. You got buddies that you're friends with during the summer, buddies you're friends with in the fall. Yeah, that's the real thing there.
Yeah, if you got, the old saying is, why buy a boat if you got a buddy with a boat?
Yeah.
But if your buddy's smart, he's like, hey, bro, chip in some bait and gas money here.
Yeah.
But
all right.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm tired. I'm weary. Rick's driving me crazy on his pre-workout high over here.
If I offended you, please call Michael and tell him all about it.
Yeah, I'll be like, here's Rick's number, 1-800-WE-DON'T-CARE.
But we do love all you folks. I mean, like anybody.
We're not trying to offend anybody.
Absolutely not.
We're just talking.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed it, though.
Except Jason. Jason's trying to offend people.
Yeah, he's back there in the back. That's why we don't show y'all Jason, because he's back there.
He's up there holding up flashcards with all kind of raunchy stuff on it.
Very offensive stuff.
All right, episode 10. Thank y'all.
See you guys on the next one.
I'm out.
See ya.
Thank y'all for listening. Please tune in to the rest of this train wreck of a saga.
Yes.
I roll for you. Not in that way.